Benefits of increased post-secondary training are evident to anyone who's looked closely at the facts. So I encourage you to cite those kind of facts that I mentioned earlier and that you're going to learn at this conference here today, and to develop your own indicators to counter that narrative of the naysayers. Now, one question that I often get in public forums about Goal 2025 is whether every person with a college degree will get a good job and lead a middle-class life. And I think you all know the answer is, of course not. The point is, in this environment, a college credential is a prerequisite. There's no guarantees for any of us in life, and certainly not for graduates in terms of getting a good job and having a middle-class life. But I'll tell you what, in the future, anyone who lacks a quality post-secondary degree or certificate is almost certainly going to be poor. Again, as the title of this conference makes clear, college changes everything. And here's the really exciting part for me. You as access professionals, as policymakers, as educators, as administrators, you are in the position to be the key agents of that change. That's especially true here in Illinois because, as I mentioned earlier, officials in the state have set the stage for real progress in the effort to increase college attainment. Let me just lay out a few commendable examples of this from the policy perspective to illustrate what I mean. One example, the General Assembly here in Illinois recently approved, and the Higher Ed Board has begun to implement, performance-based funding of state institutions. If the goal is to increase college attainment rates, it's critical that more and more of the state's support be tied directly to that goal. In other words, to completion, not just enrollment. Now, the initial amount of the performance-based funding is admittedly small here in Illinois, about $6.5 million, but it's a start. The challenge now is for policymakers to build on that small start, to emphasize success for the right populations of students, and to make a stronger and more sustained effort in this direction. Second, the state recently adopted, and Lieutenant Governor was talking about this, a more rigorous math curriculum that can help middle and high school students be better prepared for college-level math, and ultimately, obviously, for the job market. Third, we've got this new law that streamlines the administrative structure of the State Board of Education. This sounds like something that's mundane, but in fact, making more money available for use in the classrooms is not a mundane fact. It's a very important fact. Fourth, there's a concerted effort to provide credible information that can assist students and families in the college choice process. As you know, the Illinois College Planning Act authorized ISAC to administer an early college planning program. This program gives low-income students and first-generation students ongoing, structured college planning assistance beginning in the 8th grade. That's great. And finally, Illinois lawmakers wisely asked ISAC to lead a task force that will look closely and comprehensively at the state's monetary award program. I know something about financial aid, and I understand that it's critical that need-based aid programs be understood and analyzed well to ensure, in this case, that those MAP funds are spent on the students who are most in need and best prepared to succeed. And ISAC is clearly well-positioned to provide good leadership in this effort. So all of these examples show that Illinois is poised for great progress in boosting college success among this state's residents. And now, I think it's up to all of you to take advantage of this positive policy environment, to plant the seeds of success in this fertile ground. How can you do that? Well, in one sense, the best thing you can do is do what you've already done, which is keep pushing to make sure that the students and families that you serve are encouraged, empowered, and enabled. Make sure that they understand and appreciate the enormous benefits of higher education, and help them find and negotiate the path that will take them from preparation to access and on to ultimate college completion. Second, I hope you will formally commit yourselves and your institutions to reaching Goal 2025. Take a cue from the leadership here in the state and embrace the challenge in a very public and proactive way. You'll be surprised how it focuses your work and energizes you and your colleagues. Finally, recommit yourself to what you've always seen as the basic unit of analysis when it comes to student success, and that is the individual student. Without question, this nation needs a more student-centered system of higher education, one that meets students where they are and provides the support that each needs in order to be able to succeed. We need a system that fosters genuine quality by ensuring real learning, a system that truly prepares students for work and for life in an increasingly global society. And it's critically important that that system, as I mentioned earlier, serve today's students, that ever-growing number of low-income, first-generation, minority, and adult students who constitute the real world on college campuses today. To reach Goal 2025, America needs all types of students to succeed, and we need them to succeed in far greater numbers. That means we need that student-oriented system, one that's flexible and accessible and accountable and ultimately committed to quality. In other words, business as usual isn't going to work anymore. To reach the goal, we need to take a new path, one that leads to dramatic improvements in college attainment. At Lumina, we tend to think of it in that sort of traditional who, what, how framework. Who we want to see educated are the rapidly increasing numbers of 21st century students who form the backbone of our economy, those growing numbers of minority, adult, first generation, and low-income students, who will redefine what the middle class is in this nation. They are the key to our civic well-being and to our collective prosperity. What we want them to have is a quality post-secondary education that is well-defined, transparent, and focused on the real learning that a degree or credential represents. And how we want to get there is through an affordable, productive system of higher education, a redesigned system that efficiently delivers the learning that they need to succeed. As educators and as college access professionals, you are the key players in this effort to build this redesigned, student-centered system. In fact, your expertise and your steadfast commitment to increasing college access and attainment are absolutely indispensable in this change effort. Again, my Lumina colleagues and I sincerely thank you for that commitment, and we are very much looking forward to working with you in continuing our partnership on this important work. Thank you all very much.